Playboi Carti has created one of the most popular labels in hip-hop today, with artists Destroy Carson and Homixide Gang absolutely taking over after being signed with barely any promotion from Carti himself. And while all of these artists are blowing up, Carti still hasn't dropped in over 2 years, but is still at the peak of his career, having arguably the strongest and diehard fanbase out of any artist. So in this video, let's look at the rise of Playboi Carti's Opium. First thing first, and let's take it all the way back to the beginning in the year 2013. And now Ken was just a 13-year-old kid, and around this time he began experimenting with making beats. And around this time Ken met a young producer, Low88, and Low88 would eventually become Ken's closest collaborators. And this then got Ken introduced to TM88, and TM88 was definitely impressed by Ken's beats. As if that weren't enough, TM88 also introduced Ken to Southside, another highly respected producer. This led Ken to meet some of the biggest names in the industry, and this then led Ken to sign with Mafia in 2015. Then fast forward to 2016, Carti had already met Ken, but they weren't exactly close friends at this point. However, at one of Carti's shows later that year, Carti and Ken had a conversation that went really well, and they kept in touch more frequently after that. And for Ken, this chance meeting Carti would lead to something bigger than music. Then by 2019, Carti was gearing up for something huge. His highly anticipated album, Whole Lotta Red, had fans hyped up for new music. But instead of dropping the album, Carti decided to do something unexpected. He wanted to create a branded label that would change the music industry forever, and he called it Opium. On November 18, 2019, Ken confirmed on his Twitter that he had joined Opium as his first big artist, and he was motivated to help make it a success. Then Carti made it clear in his first and only interview of 2020 that his goal for that year was to expand his label. And around this time, Ken wasted no time in dropping his debut project, Boy Barbie. This project included features like Lancey, Foux, International Jeff, and Lil Unky. And he then dropped his highly acclaimed EP Teen X on August 14, 2020. And the standout track Yale not only got massive numbers, but is to this day his most streamed song, having over 60 million streams, bro. Like, hey, this shit went viral. And this song also further pushed the Opium brand and aesthetic. Then on December 25th, 2020, the day finally came. Whole Lotta Red was finally released after announcing it years prior. And this one song had a special connection to the Opium label, that being Bino, definitely one of my favorites on the album. Carti basically made this song about future Opium member Homixide Bino, and Ken Carson is one of the producers of this song along with Low88 and Out of Town, which definitely got Ken noticed even more. And this all gave Ken the momentum he needed and was the start to something special for this label. But around this time, another artist was making some noise in the underground, that being Destroy Lonely. Destroy Lonely always had an exposure to music, with his father being the artist I-20, and he began making music at the age of 14 and recording his first few songs in a studio at his school. And around this time, he met two of his best friends, Texaco and Nessus, who produced a lot of his early projects. Then in 2019, Lone would drop a song that'd be huge for his career, Bane, which is to this day one of his most popular songs.
Play a whole new song.
The following year in 2020, Lone dropped two projects, Broken Hearts and Broken Hearts 2, and on the album was a song called Oh Yeah, which changed Lone's career forever. Lone put out the music video for the song in December of 2020, and which caught Carti's attention. Fast forward to 2021 was Ken's breakout year, starting the year off with dropping Teen X Relapse, and he also dropped Lost Files 1 and 2, and Lone was officially signed to Opium. And Lone was teasing a new project called No Stylist, which he did say was finished before restarting the whole album.
It'd be damn near done, but I mean it's done. But I want to put more songs on that bit. No Stylist hard as fuck.
And with Lone not dropping for a while, his song Bane in 2019 was going absolutely viral on TikTok. Like, bro, every time I'd open my, For You page, this song would always be playing, bro. A few months passed and Ken dropped his debut album, Project X, officially under Opium. This project included his hit songs Rock and Roll and Run Plus Ran, which definitely helped Ken build a name for himself in the underground, and in my opinion, is Ken's best project he dropped so far. Then a few months later in the month of September, Carti fans were hyped after Carti announced a new project called Narcissus, which was supposed to release on September 13th. And instead of dropping the album, he committed the absolute disaster of September 13, 2021. But Carti did kick off his insane King Bam tour, which not only made fans enjoy a Whole Lotta Red, but also helped Ken, Bone, and Homicide Gang opening up for him get more exposure. And around this time of the tour, Carti signed the duo Homicide Gang as the newest members of the label. And now Homicide Gang only began making music a year prior, but due to their connections with their friend Problem Child, they eventually got introduced to Carti. And now Carti listened to the song as a son and said the Homicide Gang were superstars. And they then dropped their debut album, Snotty World, one of my favorite projects. in the year 2022, Carti graced the pages of XXL. In that interview, he was teasing a new project called Music and also praising the label as well. And at this point, all eyes were on Ken and Lone as fans eagerly waited for the next project. And on the 8th of July, Ken Carson dropped his second studio album, X. And one thing I love about the Opium label is they only featured their own artists on every project, as we did see it with projects like No Stylist and Homicide Lifestyle, which we will get into. There was definitely this sense of brotherhood that made Opium stand out from the rest. And one thing I love about the Opium label is they always stick together, also on tour as well. Obviously on Carti's King Vam tour, he actually did bring the Opium label, and on Ken Carson's X-Man tour, he actually did bring Destroy Lonely. Pretty recently, Destroy Lonely did go on a No Stylist tour with Homicide Gang, but Homicide Gang did end up being removed, which we will get into. But Ken wasn't the only one making waves, because on August 12th, Destroy Lonely dropped his highly awaited project, No Stylist. And this project quickly became a fan favorite. And also in the comments down below, comment your favorite song off that album. And let's not forget about the deluxe editions. Ken dropped Extended on Halloween, and Destroy Lonely dropped the deluxe to No Stylist, that being No Stylist Ultra. Even Homicide Gang got in on the action, dropping their own project, Homicide Lifestyle. But as the year was coming to an end, one name was absent from the list of the Opium 2022 releases, and that was Playboi Carti. And fans eagerly awaited news of a new project, but as days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months, it seemed that Carti would remain quiet. But that was until December 24th, 2022, Carti returned to social media platforms teasing another possible project. And fans were hoping that Carti would drop something for the 2-year anniversary of Whole Lotta Red, but nothing ended up dropping again. Carti was also arrested in that same month with some pretty serious charges involving brandy. And 2023 came around, and so far it's been a pretty eventful year for Opium. Starting off the year, and we did get a Lost Files 4 from Ken Carson, as well as new singles from all Opium members except for Carti, with If Looks Could Kill being the most popular out of the three, sitting at almost 15 million streams. Also, Lone's album is dropping this month, so hopefully we do get an announcement by the time this video does come out. Homicide Gang also had some pretty wild allegations, and they're now going back on tour, and we still don't know if those allegations are fake or real. And oh yes, how can I forget about the iconic Rolling Loud performance from Carti. And in this performance, Carti previewed a new song called Rockstar, which goes absolutely crazy. This was also around the time where a man named DJ Swamp Izzos gave us a bunch of updates on this album, and it's apparently dropping before June, so I'm not believing anything unless it comes from Carti himself.
But besides that, it's just crazy to see how much Opium is growing in this past year. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe for more Opium content, and peace guys, I'm out.
But now I'm picking the calls, I don't know what it was. I'm too high on the drugs, but I know shit gon' suck. 'Cause you know what you done.